Is a fully balanced phono stage better? What is a fully balanced phono stage? Is your turntable compatible with this technology despite having an RCA output and not a balanced output? And I'm not finished how it will be compared to my reference single-ended phono stage like the Parasound JC3+, speaking about the phono stage that we are going to speak about it today. So the Pro-Ject Phono Box RS2. Well, keep watching because today we are going to answer to all these questions. And before to start to speak about the phono stage from Pro-Ject, the flagship model, I will say that it is important just to quickly summarize an important topics, that is what is a true balanced phono stage. We know that turntables are coming with a very small signals output, and nowadays there are a lot of noise, electromagnetic noise present in our living room area that are for sure causing interference with your electronics. And Pro-Ject Solutions is a true balanced connections, mostly used in professionals recording studios for its ability to suppress noise and interference with the common mode rejections. Maybe you heard about it already. Great, but what you need, and first of all, is your turntable compatible with this type of technology. The first things that for sure you are needing is a phono stage with a true balanced output and input. And Pro-Ject is offering 3 different type of it at 3 different retail price. I'm speaking about the Phono Box S3, the DS3 and the flagship RS2 that we are going to review today. I think Pro-Ject is the only one that are producing true balanced phono stage at this affordable price. You will need a turntable compatible. Generally what you want is a turntables with an XLR output. For sure a turntables who has a 5-pin output will be compatible with this technology. For example, I have the Pro-Ject RPM 9 that we just upgraded with a Newton tone arm. I suggest to check the video, really interesting. And it's coming with a 5-pin output connector, so I'm using a 5-pin to XLR directly to the phono stage. However, it can be that also a turntables with an RCA output can be also used if the cabling is correct, which means no chassis ground of tone arm or turntable connected to the minus signals. And it's also really easy to check with a multimeter. Just set it to measures and resistance, and by touching the ground and your RCA ring, it should be open, so no connections between them. All Pro-Ject turntables are wired like that, so can work also despite having an RCA output with a true balance amplifier phono stage. And in the end, you will need also a phono cartridges, a balanced phono cartridges. Moving coil are balanced by nature, but on the market you can find also some moving magnets phono cartridges like the Pro-Ject Picket Pro. Unfortunately, standard moving magnets, due to the internal wiring, if used with a true balance connections, will increase noise on the right channels. Advantages for sure: extra dB and less noise. Mad, does it work? Oh yes, I was really impressed by the quality, sound quality that was coming forth, but let's move to speak first about the RS2 that we are going to check today. A true compact amplifier, look how small it is, so for sure if you need, if you have not so much space to have big phono stage like the Parasound, like the PS Audio Stellar, something like that, it will really help you still achieving a great quality. Fully balanced from the input to the output, electronics are fully discrete, no op amps are in use, and it uses split passive RIAA and Decca equalizations. Pro-Ject is speaking a lot about the fact that they are using discrete components and not op-amp. That is for sure cheaper, but it will not give you the same dynamic, the same vividness and sound quality. It's coming with this small switch power supply that is 20 volt 3 ampere power supply. Is already a great quality, because you know for sure that there are cheap quality and good quality switch power supply, but Pro-Ject is offering also the possibility to upgrade with an linear power supply in a second moment. Available in Europe for 900 euro and in US for 1200 bucks. And I'm asking myself if it could be an upgrade, because if you remember, guys, when I review the GoldNote PH10 Phono Stage, also beautiful Phono Stage, single-ended, not true balance, and when we did the upgrade with his PSU 10 power supply, yes, it was adding more dynamics, more authority in the sub bass, but at the same time it became a little bit more aggressive, losing this magic that that the single unit alone PSU 10 was giving me. I'm not saying that must be like that also for the Pro-Ject Box RS2, but unfortunately I didn't try, so you will have to do it. If you did it, if you have it, please let me know in the comment sections down below. It offers an extreme cartridge loading options, like a very large range from 40 dB up to 70 dB amplification, and load impedance can be set via potentiometer. Also, you can adjust channel imbalance, something unusual in most of Phono Stage, high-end Phono Stage. I didn't have the possibility to do this. This is something that every Phono Stage should have. It's so nice that the Phono Box RS2 is coming with this possibility. Full alu chassis, really solid. Also knobs are alu. The only things that probably I would like to see from Pro-Ject is the presence also of 100 ohm impedance mark for moving coil cartridges. So when I want to set 100, because I have many cartridges with 100 ohm, I let something like that between 10 and 200, but I'm not really sure that is 100. So you will need to use mostly your ear and check if it's okay or not. We have also great invisible subsonic filter, and as you can see on the back we have all balanced and single-ended inputs and outputs. As setup, I used my high-end systems. If you are following my channels, guys, you know that I have Sonus Faber Serafino Traditions in white. I have a power amplifier Macintosh, the MC312, and I'm using as preamp a streamer from Cambridge Audio, the Edge NQ. As XLR cable, I use this from Pro-Ject that is coming with 5 pin to, as you see here, XLR. And all you have to do is for sure connect it to the right input and switch on the front to balance input. So really easy. But how it sounds? Well, Phono Stage from Pro-Ject is not the first one that I test. I tested also the DS3, and both are coming with probably the most neutral and natural performance that I ever tested in Phono Stages. What really impressed me is timbre accuracy, that is just excellent on instruments and vocals. All sounds really realistic, natural and neutral. There is no sense of colorations like, for example, GoldNote or PS Audio. RS2 is what I really considering high fidelity, because it's not adding or lacking of anything. You can't go wrong with a natural neutral presentation. RS2 is a Phono Stage that is really versatile. You can match it with any type of speaker. Doesn't matter if bright, forwarded, warm, analytic, dark. RS2 will fit always perfectly, because will not change any characteristic of your setup. Absolutely the most pitch black Phono Stage that I tested, especially when is in a true balanced connection. That means something that will result in an extraordinary experience, especially when you're listening orchestra recording. I have some recording from Living Stereo, probably you know it guys for sure. I love it, they are beautiful, but most of the time they are not so pitch black, they are coming with a little bit of noise floor from the recordings. Well, listening to the RS2 was a new experience, a truly noise-free performance, able to place all instruments inside a wide, deep and well-organized soundstage. I test my favorite recordings, you know guys, I love jazz. I have this Miles Davis ESP Ampex recording, really beautiful. Miles trumpet, very solid in the center, was so realistic and full of sizzles inside an holographic soundstage. The drums on right was really refined and bass on the left really plentiful. Did I mention that this performance was more clean and realistic to any platform, streaming platform? I was really impressed. As turntable I use my Pro-Ject RPM9 fitted with the AnalogMagik and the new Pro-Ject Evo tone arm, one of the best upgrades that I ever did. Before to jump to another second turntables, the dual CS518 fitted with the Denon DL103, and I set the RS2 impedance to 600 ohms. I connected to the musical Fidelity M5 SI, and as speaker I used the Buchar S400 MK2. And the RS2 didn't have any problem to amplify the very small signals of the Denon cartridges. Beautiful warm bottom end with a great presence on the mid-range. I have a very beautiful collections from LP from Sade, and her voice was really sweet and palpable. I usually find myself jumping like a crazy from one record to another, but this time I stopped to enjoy the whole Sade box collections. All this for say that I really enjoy it. I also test the moving magnets input using the Orgon Audio TT4 fitted with the Orthophone 2M Blue, also a great setup that I really like. And I spin this beautiful record from Tilbrunner. All sounds really natural, there is a track that's really beautiful, rainbow falling, beautiful veiled voice, all really natural and neutral. Variant sounds really sweet with the right harmonics on decay. So again, a really neutral presentations. Box RS2 will not add or try to analyze too much the records, giving you too much details, but it will give you the right amount of details with a more clean presentations, rather something that is too much airy. It will bring always up quiet pictures with a black backgrounds, solid performance, but still conserving a really sophisticated presentations. With transient, not edgy but well defined, and harmonic instruments, yes rich but believable. I'm not sure if you are going to buy the RS2 to use it with a moving magnet, but why not? Is really great. And I wanted to do this stupid test, sorry, but you know guys that I'm also a lover of the hi-fi Zen Phono 3 that we just review, because I think that in its price range category is a great value for money product. And I compare it with the Phono Box RS2. But the RS2, sorry, but is another leak, but I wanted to do this stupid test. And let's move to comparisons with Phono stages that are coming with a similar retail price. So first one, it will be for sure the GoldNote PH10. Unfortunately, no direct comparisons here because I don't have it anymore, the GoldNote, so please take it in mind. But I have still a very vivid pictures of the PH10. And here I have to say that regarding noise floor with single-ended connections, both are, let's say, the same, on the same level, and when you are moving with a true balance connections, the RS2 will give you a much better performance. In terms of versatility, I love the display of the PH10. It's offering a lot of equalizations and features accessible directly from the touchscreen, so really beautiful. And moving on sound quality, as I always said, GoldNote is a little bit colored. It tends to harmonize and give you this touch of magic that can result in the end in something that you may like it or not. If we have to speak about precision, accuracy, high fidelity, here the RS2 is a winner because it will give you a realistic pictures of the recording. But if we have to speak about harmonize, giving a little bit of saturations, not too much, but a little bit, here the GoldNote, it will give you something extra that is in the end really subjective. If you ask me, Mad, which one you prefer, I'm more a neutral and natural guy presentations, but it could be that you prefer also the more colored and vivid pictures of the PH10. So the GoldNote is definitely a phono stage that you have to listen to before purchase it, where with the RS2 you can go wrong. Moving to Stellar Phono from PS Audio that we are also review, and my reference Parasound JC3 Plus are both more expensive, so I don't know if this makes sense to compare it, but I will do it. Stellar Phono is a little bit more extended on top and bottom and a little bit more dynamic. Also really versatile and is coming with a remote control if you watch the review, something that I really love because from your listening positions you can change the impedance load. Really beautiful. For sure is bigger, you will need space, is not compact as the Pro-Ject RS2, and also here we have a touch of colorations on instruments and vocals that again you may like it or not. I really suggest to check the review. Moving to Parasound JC3 Plus, as I said, is more expensive, so probably doesn't make sense compared with it, but there was something that really impressed me comparing both, especially when I spin this beautiful opera record. And here JC3 Plus is explosive, I mean his authority and dynamic is unbelievable. But when it's come to speak about noise floor, well, here I was not believing that the phono stage from Pro-Ject was actually superior to the JC3 Plus. There are a lot of empty spaces, silent spaces in this opera, so you really feel with the JC3 Plus that is fully transparent, you really feel the stylus noise in the grooves. But when I switched to the Box RS2 in true balance configurations, was just noise-free, revealing an incredibly transparent soundstage that let me enjoy the Carl Orff opera as I was inside of it, without this noise floor that was remind me that I was spinning a record. So really beautiful. Interesting is not my music genre, you know me, I'm a jazz guy, but I like to open myself to new type of music, I really like it. And never in my life I have imagined that I could understand German. In the end, a true balance configurations, if you can do it, please move on, because really it will take your system to another level. Box RS2 take a great recommendations from these channels. Please let me know if you have it, if you test it, and if you are considering to do it. For any questions, I'm here available. Let me know in the comment sections down below. From it out is everything. Record a video in summer is something crazy, but we have to do it. Considering to subscribe, hit the like buttons if you enjoyed the video, if you find it useful, and see you soon. Peace and love.